Hello! Today's episode of Creative Differences is brought to you by the letter F. F for Fast, F for Furious, and F for Family. I'm Dallas, and I'm just going to try my best not to talk about Blindspotting every week. We'll see how that goes.
And yet, you're going to talk about Blindspotting every week because we know you. Also, fun fact, now there is a delay. Hi, I'm Colin, and yeah, we're just doing our best, I guess.
And I'm Demi, and we're all just gonna have to get used to these hybrid episodes because half of us have decided that they want to move right when we decided we could start doing episodes in person again. Welcome to another episode of Creative Differences Podcast.
Okay,
your one-stop shop for...
Okay, listen.
Okay.
It's absolute bitch.
What? As I was saying, welcome to another episode of Creative Differences Podcast, your one-stop shop for movie reviews, Throwback Thursdays, Fancast Fridays, and a number of other pop culture-related items. Today, we are doing a movie review for movies that we've missed this past week, but also for the most recent movie that just came out. We are doing reviews for Fast 9, The Fast Saga, Luca, and The Hitman's Bodyguard's Wife.
Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Yes. Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. That is so confusing.
It's funny, their marketing is based on that title being silly. But yes, before we get into it, please like and subscribe because Gabby has abandoned us possibly forever, and we need the emotional support right now.
And Colin hasn't? What are you trying to say?
She hasn't abandoned us.
She has abandoned us, Colin.
Well,
she's not here to defend herself.
Well, no, she hasn't abandoned us. She's just moving, but she's still going to be in the podcast. She's still going to be around. Like, come on.
In theory.
Like I said, she's not here to defend herself. But anyway, today we are going to start off with Luca. We're going to start off with the older movies first, and then we're going to move into the newer ones. So I watched Luca, and I think Colin said he watched Luca.
I did watch Luca, yes.
So the movie is directed by Enrico Casarosa, and the story was by Enrico Casarosa and Jesse Andrews and Simon Stevenson. The screenplay was by Jesse Andrews and Mike Jones. The movie stars Jacob Tremblay, who is one of my favorite child actors, Jack Dylan Grazer, and Emma Berman. For those who don't know what it's about, on the Italian Riviera, an unlikely but strong friendship grows between a human being and a sea monster disguised as a human. That's only semi-accurate, I guess. So Colin, what did you think of this movie?
What did I think of this movie? It was cute. I liked it. It didn't, hit in a way that sometimes those Pixar movies do be hitting, but it was nice. It should have been gayer than it was because, vibes. Heavy vibes. My God. But yeah, it was pretty solid. Good job, Italy.
Good job, Italy.
I have a question for Colin when he hears this.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, that'll be a while. What's up?
As you are into sea creatures and aquatic life, did this movie,
not
pique a particular interest for you?
Why? Why have you done this? Why are we doing this?
Okay, for the record,
this
Dallas
brand
thinks I am into sea life because I said that I wanted to see in Shape of Water if they were actually going to model the creature's dick because it was an interesting thing to think about, not because I actually wanted to have sex with that creature or I'm attracted to sea life. I want to make that clear for the record.
We are recording a children's review, and this is what we're discussing.
I was hoping Colin wasn't going to bring up Aquatica Erotica while we were talking about this child movie.
Aquatica Erotica.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. That's
I didn't
fantastic.
bring it
That's
up.
the working title for Shape of Water. Fun fact. I didn't bring up sea dicks. I said you like aquatic life and sea creatures.
Yeah, you said it in that specific way because you knew it would get a rise out of me. It's like when you say I like robots. You mean it as in you want to have sex with, not you just appreciate or have interest in that is not sexual.
Guys, we're supposed to be talking about a kid's movie.
That's true. And also,
probably, yes.
Colin talking about how robots and fish get a rise out of him is not what I was talking about. I meant, he's interested in them. But it's fine. Let's just move on. Back to the movie.
Wow. That's so much just happened. I don't even know. I don't know how to transition back into this kids movie.
Pixar movie, and Colin had to dirty it up.
What? I don't know how to transition back into
you
this.
You do not get to put that on me when you brought it up.
I didn't say anything bad.
Wasn't going to go there at all. But then you decided to open that door.
There were several ways that I thought that this podcast could go, and this was not one of the ways.
I don't know why. You remember how you was
Dallas,
acting?
what did you
Shape
think
of
of
Water?
this
I don't
perfectly
think I was there
chased
for that.
movie?
I didn't watch the movie.
Jesus Christ, you're a disaster. Demi,
Oh
what did
my
you
gosh.
think of this movie?
Thank you. Okay. Well, first off, I watched it like the second best way that I possibly could, which is like I couldn't see it in theaters because I was out of the country, but I watched it on the beach on a big blow up screen, and I could hear the waves in
Nice.
the background. It was really awesome. It was fantastic and pretty on theme.
Also nice. I like that. Sounds very ambient.
It kind of fit, yeah, for sure. It was great. Anyway, that's not the point though. I thought it was a cute, fun family film. It's probably the most human story Pixar has done in a while, despite the main characters happening to be sea creatures.
Interesting.
It's, it's not about like people going on some grand adventure or fighting bad guys. It's a lot of about just like kids being kids. And it's a great story about friendship and about finding yourself with some smaller messages thrown in, like ignoring the negative tiny voice in your head, which I really liked. But like, yeah, they're just joining in like a normal human competition.
Oh, cool.
I was really looking forward to this movie once I found out that Jacob Tremblay was going to be in it. He's like one of my favorite child stars. And then there's Jack Dylan Grazer of It and Shazam fame, and he's really great. This is probably the last movie that we'll ever hear Jacob Tremblay's child voice in. Actually, it might be The Little Mermaid might be the last time we hear his kid voice, but it's one of the two. But both of them are excellent as Luca and Alberto. Emma Berman is great as Julia, and I love that that Luca learns different lessons from both of his new friends, and I found it, like, I don't want to spoil it too much, but
Right.
He just learns that he is capable of doing different things from both Alberto and Julia, and I thought that was really nice. I also thought it was really cool that Julia's dad is disabled, but he's still a very powerful and intimidating and capable man.
See the one with the mustache?
Honestly, people have been sleeping on Pixar dads. People be all about them Pixar moms, and I get it, I do. But wake up.
So we have Dallas, who's here for the Pixar moms, and we have Colin here for the Pixar dads.
Something for everyone.
Yeah, here we are. We've got something for everyone. We're covering all the grounds. I thought that the sea creature designs were also pretty cool. Like, I thought it was a good balance of humanoid and sea animal features. The animation for when they're like only slightly wet is really cool. I don't know how Colin, what did you think of the animation? Because you're an animation guy. You really like animated movies.
I do like animation, yes. I mean, hello, Dallas. Look like an old grandpa tried to Zoom with his family. Like, is this thing on? Did I press the right button? Can they see me? Hello. The old black grandpa didn't get to meet. Anyway.
Oh, my.
Goodness gracious.
You had a question about the animation in this movie. It was pretty great. I mean, kind of like you said, it was really like, it's like you said with the sea creatures, like that shit was real cool. And like the fact that any water of any kind would like make them turn into sea creatures again was really cool, because they use that in really creative ways, where it's like someone would get splashed, so then only that part of them that got splashed would turn back into a sea creature. And it's like, that's got to be real difficult to do, but it was really cool to see.
Yeah, I agree. I also thought that was like a super cool thing that they did. I also really loved the usage of dream sequences and fantasies in this movie. It happens quite a bit, more often than I thought it was going to. I didn't think it was going to be like a repetitive thing. But I'm also enjoying Disney's trend of basically putting epilogues in their credits by using still images of different scenes that could happen after like the movie's over.
Oh, yeah.
They did it with Raya, and they've done it with this movie. I just think it's really cool.
Yeah, I dig it.
I don't know if I have anything else to say about this movie. So, yeah, it's a fun family film. It's really cute. It's on Disney Plus if you want to find it. Colin, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, it was pretty solid. I would definitely say, like, yeah, give it a try. It's a fun time. Like, hope you like Italy, because if you are against Italians, then it will not be for you. But hey, if you're about it, go for it.
Against Italian?
Yeah, I'm sure some people are.
All right. Yeah.
Just as a rule. I don't know, man.
As a rule, I'm against Italian. Okay, that's fine.
People are crazy, man.
Maybe the
People are
legacy
crazy
of
out there.
fascism just hasn't. Some people can't forget it.
People just thinking about Mussolini in 2021.
Oh my gosh. Moving on to the next movie, Dallas is going to be giving us his thoughts on The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Got it right that time.
Yeah. Fortunately, I probably won't have to deal with the delay because Colin's not going to say anything during this section.
You think?
I mean, he just put his mic down, so I don't think we have to worry about it. The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard is directed by Patrick Hughes, who directed The Expendables 3 and The Hitman's Bodyguard. It was written by Tom O'Connor, who wrote The Hitman's Bodyguard, and Brandon and Philip Murphy. They have no Wikipedia, so don't know what they've done. It stars Ryan Reynolds, Samuel Jackson, Salma Hayek, and a lot of nicely surprising people who popped up. I was like, hey, so-and-so's in this. Frank Grillo? Grillo?
Oh, yeah, The Punisher.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, sorry, he's Crossbones.
It's funny because I saw Frank in whatever Purge movie he was in, and I thought this guy should be the Punisher. And then John Bernthal came and he killed it, so never mind. But still, I think Frank would make a great Punisher. Anyway, he's in this. Antonio Banderas is in this movie. We'll get back to him. Tom Hopper's in it, and that was fun to see.
I love Tom Hopper.
Yeah,
And so does
and
Colin, actually.
He's English, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he was
English.
using his accent. I was like, oh, right, he's English. And Kayla she was like, he looks familiar. And I was like, that's Luther. And she was like, oh, he's not like a gorilla. So she didn't recognize him.
He doesn't have his very large
he looked like a
animal
normal
frame.
human man. But anyway, summary. The bodyguard, Michael Bryce, continues his friendship with assassin Darius Kincaid as they try to save Darius' wife, Sonia. That is not at all what happens in this movie. Michael and Darius do not like each other. If you remember the last one, they kind of came to an understanding at the end because they both realized, as much as I kind of don't like you, Gary Oldman and his Russian accent are worse. So we have to team up and put our differences aside. And, mutual respect, blah, blah, blah. But he does not have a friendship with this man. It literally starts with a dream, a nightmare that Michael Bryce is having, and he's being haunted by Samuel Jackson. Specifically his laugh, because Samuel Jackson has that laugh. And when he's laughing at you, it just makes you want to shoot him. But yeah, this man literally haunts Michael's dreams, so they are not friends. But on to the movie. I loved it, just like I loved the first one. It is so stupid. It's so much fun. It's just like the first one, but with more Salma Hayek. So that's perfect. That's just, oh yeah, watch the first one. This could have used more Salma Hayek. Now we got it. And she is so vulgar. I can tell she's having fun. There's a line in this movie where Ryan Reynolds tells her, your mouth needs an exorcism.
What?
Because the stuff she says is like, goodness. I thought Samuel Jackson was bad. But yeah, she's great. I still love Michael Bryce. He's more of a sad sack this time around. It's kind of dealing with the issues of what happened last time. Not in a serious way. That's one thing this movie doesn't do. Because remember we talked about the last one and how they worked serious scenes into it really well.
Scenes.
And this one had the opportunity to do that.
And
but they were like, nah, we're just going to be funny. And that's a choice. Either way, because, it felt like a pretty jarring tonal shift last time. So I see if you just want to go with comedy, you just want to go with comedy. Either way is fine by me. The movie was ridiculous. It completely embraces how silly it is, which is what I love. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Case in point, Antonio Banderas is playing a Greek man who is not just Greek, but he is like a Greek nationalist.
I mean, I guess that's fine. I mean, it's just a European playing another European.
And you say that, but he's not changing his accent.
Oh.
He sounds like Antonio Banderas. And I was, okay, who is this guy? And he's going on these monologues about Greece and how they're gonna, reclaim their former glory. It's a lot of weird. I didn't even know you could make Greece angry like that in modern time. I was like, this nigga's Spartan. But aside from the fact that he's inexplicably Greek with his Spanish accent, his
record on Greece, that's probably partially because the country collapsed 10 years ago, economically.
They worked that in to his tirades or whatever.
Well.
I was like, okay. I just assumed the movie was, I didn't think there was anything I would have to know historically to watch this movie. But I guess I did. But to me, guess what this man's name is?
I'm scared to know, but go ahead and tell me.
So I told you he's Greek.
Yeah.
He still has a Spanish accent.
Okay.
But I guess that they were just in the writer's room like, hey, what sounds Greek? So his name is Aristotle Papadopoulos.
That's a lot.
It's so ridiculous.
You could have just stopped at Aris.
You could have stopped at anything. His name is Aristotle Papadopoulos. The Spanish man who is he's Greek now. Aristotle Papadopoulos. I was like, yo, they just don't care. And I love it because I'm here to see Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson yell at each other, and Salma Hayek now. And I'm here to see some dope action. They still had that. Tom Hopper had some really dope scenes. He's basically the better version of Michael Bryce,
Ooh.
but with a British accent. So all of the stuff that Michael used to be is like, executive protection agent, stuff like that. Tom Hopper is still that, but for Aristotle Papadopoulos, which is such a fun name.
I love that. That sounds like I don't love that name, but I love the rest of what you said.
Yeah, but yeah, other than that, it's there's also a lovely reveal that I'm not going to spoil. We meet Michael Bryce's dad.
No.
And who they got to play him. I wish I didn't know the cast of this movie going in, because I was like, oh, I know who they're going to bring in. But Kayla didn't know that. So she was so excited. And it's so great. It was so beautiful. And if you've seen it, you know who I'm talking about. Overall, I feel like, I wouldn't say it's better than the first, but if you like the first one, you'll probably like it. It's the same level of nonsense. It's the same level of hilarity. Just go in and have a good time. And if you're not into extremely vulgar, extremely violent movies, probably just skip it. But yeah, that's Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, featuring Aristotle Papadopoulos.
Oh my gosh. All right. Speaking of ridiculous things.
Oh yeah.
It's our review for my next movie. The only spoiler that I'm going to give is that we finally made it to orbit, and it was fantastic. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is one small step for mankind and one giant leap for the Fast and Furious franchise. That's right, guys. Today I am going to be reviewing F9, The Fast Saga, aka the 9th installment of the Fast and Furious saga. Directed by Justin Lin, written by Daniel Casey and Justin Lin, starring Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Ludacris, Natalie Emmanuel, Jordana Brewster, John Cena, and Charlize Theron. Cypher enlists the help of Jacob, Dom's younger brother, to take revenge on Dom and his team. That synopsis is very misleading. Man, I love these movies. As always, this one also, like the others, does not fail to entertain. It is just as ridiculous as its most recent predecessors. Oh my gosh, it's just so cool. It's so great. It's crazy fun and never boring. The actors always, they bring it as always. They all know their characters by this point. So
right.
Bringing them back is just a breeze at this point. Like, they know these characters. Mm-hmm. They bring them to life, and it's old hat at this point. I was very happy to see Mia back in the fold and getting to do more action. Mia never really gets to do action, ever. Mostly because she's, Brian's love interest, and she's Dom's younger sister.
Wasn't she pregnant in one of the movies?
Yes.
Yeah.
The most action that she got in that movie was that she, ran and climbed over a wall. I think at the end of Fast and Furious, which is the 4th movie, she gets to drive a car. I remember being so excited because, oh man, Mia's driving. And I think she drives at the beginning of Fast 5. But they gave her action scenes this time, which is really cool. She got to fight some people.
Oh, wow.
I think the main flaw for me in this movie is that Mia doesn't get a lot of emotional moments with her brothers, which is kind of like the main point of having her in this movie, is to have her interact with them.
Which brother?
Both of her brothers. I felt like she needed more emotional moments with them. They're mostly between the two brothers, which Mia's here too.
Does Mia even see him?
She does have some emotional moments with Jacob. They're all really small and they're not really verbal. They're mostly nonverbal scenes together, but they're there and it's really nice. But I wish that there were more.
She's like, that nigga looks familiar.
No, that's not what happens. Though. Sorry.
Okay.
But speaking of Jacob, he's a really cool addition to the movie. It's like you said, John Cena is actually very serious in this movie. But he's really good at it.
He looked like he would be,
He's really cool. But it works out for this movie. I kind of hope that he gets to come back for the final installments for 9 and 10. Actually, I hope that both Mia and Jacob get to return for the next 2 movies. I also want to shout out Anna Sawai. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I didn't check beforehand, but she plays Elle, and she was a really cool addition as well. I'd like to learn more about her character. She's dope.
They're still bringing in more new people.
Yes. It's great.
They're running out of room.
We have 2 more movies.
That's true.
That's what's
I guess there's a lot of room and space.
Absolutely. Of course there is. They also kind of created a new dynamic between Tej and Roman by kind of adding Ramsey into their comedic dynamic.
Okay.
Which I really enjoyed because, mostly it's been hey, let's create comedy out of their attraction to Ramsey.
Right.
No, this time around, they didn't even focus on that. It just they let Ramsey be in on the joking around that Tej and Roman do.
Good. I was getting very tired of that. That comedy through line. I was like, all right, we've run this. We did it.
Yeah, because I don't like the idea of Ramsey with either of them.
Yeah.
So I was really happy that they kind of decided not to focus on that this time around and just kind of let Ramsey kind of just be involved in their shenanigans, which was nice. Vinny Bennett and Finn Cole were great as younger Dom and Jacob. I was pleasantly surprised to see Michael Rooker and JD Pardo in the movie. I didn't know that Michael Rooker was in this.
Who was he playing?
He's
that a spoiler?
playing an old family friend.
Okay. Like found family or like
No,
related
like
to the
he
family?
back when their dad was alive. Like he knew them when they were kids. Once again, Cypher proves herself to be the best Fast and Furious villain, even though she's not in the movie much.
Really?
She's in like 4 or 5 scenes.
Wow.
But she is still just absolutely amazing every single time that she comes on screen. Like she just owns the screen, and she's just got the presence whenever she's there. And
She be doing it.
You know that she's just up to no good. She's just so good throughout every time she's there. She's so good, man. I was so happy, man. And I can't say much more about that, but I love her. She's great. But yeah, Justin Lin is the Fast and Furious GOAT. The visuals are sleek as always. Justin Lin just knows exactly what he's doing when he makes these movies, and there's never a worry with him behind the wheel. Pun completely intended. I love the way that they included the Toretto flashbacks. Like if they give him a grainy look, so that you can differentiate between the two. It makes it look kind of like it's from like the 80s or the 90s.
Right.
And I really
Older.
enjoy that. There's like one shot that they do in the movie where like they pan from like the present day, and then it pans into like the past, and it suddenly becomes grainy. It's really cool.
Okay. Dope.
And if you know the Fast and Furious, it feels weird to say like Fast and Furious mythology, but Fast and Furious does have a mythology. And if you know the story, then there are like certain things that you get to see, like, and you know where it's going.
Okay.
And you know how it ends, and it's like, it's really cool, like, because it's things that you've heard about that happened in the first movie, and now you finally get to see them, and you kind of get to see them recontextualized in a way.
Nice.
And like you get to see things that I never thought that we would see in a Fast and Furious movie. And I think the last thing I want to say is like, I love how self-aware this movie is, especially in comparison to the other ones. Like these people know what kind of movies that they're making.
Oh boy.
And like the movie takes like the criticisms that people make about them, like, you know, the physics don't make sense, or like these guys are basically superhuman now.
Right.
But they take those and they kind of lean into it.
I heard that they give Tyrese some lines like better, more on the self.
Yeah, Roman has a whole scene where basically he's talking to Tej and Ramsey, and he's like, you know, like we've done all this crazy stuff, and you know, we never have a scratch on us at the end of the day, and we always like succeed, and of us ever like we're not dead or anything like that. And so he's basically like, guys, like we're probably invincible, and it's just they really lean into that. It's just so much fun. It's so funny. Like they're like really digging into it, and I love that. Like, are these characters basically superhuman now? Yes. And they know it. And they don't care. They know it's ridiculous and they're going to do it anyway, and I love that.
Yeah, they got to own it.
It's fun. It's fantastic. It's great. It's a lot of fun. It's what you want out of a Fast and Furious movie. The action sequences are cool. You've got your character moments, if you care about these characters like I do. Helen Mirren gets a fun like driving sequence, which by the way, like fun fact, apparently like last week Liam Neeson said in an interview that Helen Mirren taught him how to drive.
That is so random. I didn't know they knew each other.
They did a movie together like years ago, and that's where she taught him to drive.
How many years ago? He's like 60 something.
Years ago.
Decades ago?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I have a question. Did anyone make that joke about how often Dom talks about family?
It's funny,
and
I
he
was
has a
thinking about that
brother?
as I was watching the movie. Roman is the one who does kind of make a comment about it.
Right, I figured
He doesn't go into it as deep as you said, but yeah, he does make a comment.
As he should. Somebody has to acknowledge that.
He comments on it. He acknowledges it. I mean, I feel like this is a biased movie review because it's me and I love the Fast and Furious movies.
Of course.
If you love the Fast and Furious movies, then you'll probably love this one as well. Or if you just like action movies in general, like this is just so much fun. If you're trying to get back into the movie theaters as well, this is also a really good way of doing it because it was nice to have all those audience reactions as well.
Oh, yeah. Seems like that kind of movie.
It is. And Fast and Furious is always that type of movie. Also, there's like at the end of the movie, there's a reference to Brian that was really nice. And for those people who are here for Justice for Han, this is just the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Stay tuned for the mid-credit scene.
Okay, I'm curious about that. How old is Dom's kid now?
Able to talk? He's like 3 or 4, maybe. Yeah, he's a little kid. Not as big of a time gap as we've had, but
Got it.
enough that the kid can decipher between like mechanical tools.
All right. Yeah, it's just like, of course, that is the way that these movies show age progression. Hey, he can tell a.
He's doing better than I am.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna list some car parts. I don't know them.
3/4
Carburetor,
wrench. I don't know what that is.
Alternator.
Not
engine.
those types of car parts, but he knows like the tools and stuff.
Got it.
I don't know those. But yeah, that's my review for Fast 9, the Fast Saga. What you been doing? What you been watching? All that stuff.
All right. So remember when I said that I'm gonna try not to talk about Blindspotting every week? Yes, about that.
Oh my gosh.
This week I'm talking about Blindspotting.
My guy, you got to talk about something else. Come on, man.
I know. And I was going to do Mythic Quest, but I'm waiting for Gabby to come back if she ever does. Yeah, so
she's going to hate us when she comes back.
It's her fault for never coming back. But if Gabby comes back, then I'll do Mythic Quest. If not, then you'll hear me talk about it at the end of the year. And then I had some other stuff I was going to do, but the new episode of Blindspotting was just too good. It was too good. It's my favorite so far, and I know there's only 3, but they started with perfection and then somehow improved on it. So I don't know what to say. I have to talk about it. There's so many things I love about this episode. Rainey and her rule of 3, that is honestly probably the best example of setup and payoff that I've seen in so long. Because it was already hilarious when she introduced it.
Yeah.
The concept that you only need to physically discipline your child 3 times in their life. Once when they're little, once in their tweens, and then a final one at 17. And then a healthy amount of fear and respect should carry you the rest of the way. That's already great. And that's just the setup for the end of the... Oh, my God. That payoff was amazing.
Oh, man, the payoff was so good. I cried. I cried laughing.
And that whole scene, the way it builds, and you don't think it's going to end in a hilarious way. I was, they're doing this now. This is a tense scene. I'm uncomfortable. I thought this might happen later. I didn't know we were doing this early in the season. And then, that's hilarious.
Are you hurt, Tia?
It was so good. They brought back Cuddy, which I didn't expect to happen on the show, but I'm so happy it did. If you've seen the movie Blindspotting and you like the boat scene, just know that episode 3 has something for you. That was great. One of the best, I guess, we'll call it musical numbers that they do in this, like when they do the songs.
Yeah, those are so good.
Trish.
Yeah, with Trish.
That was amazing. In the club and the dancers. So good.
Jalen Barron is great.
She's fantastic. And man, I watched the show. I just want to hate her because her character just antagonizes.
I can't hate her. I love her
Ash
so much.
And it's like, leave her alone. But she's funny. And the actress is fantastic.
Yeah.
And once she did that musical, like, I was like, yo, I can't. Regardless of what you do, I can't hate you. Little Sean Wick is adorable. I love his I'm not gonna call it like a mentor-mentee relationship yet.
It's like a big brother, little brother
with Earl,
relationship with Earl.
It's great, and I can't wait to see how far it goes. Earl is hilarious. Everyone is just so good. Rainey is so good. Everyone is so good. It's such a good show. It's just so good.
You guys are gonna hear this every week until the show is over, and then you're gonna hear it at the beginning of next year.
I need to find the name of the people who wrote and directed it. I found it. Aurora Guerrero directed the episode, and then Priscilla Garcia Jacquier. I hope I said your names right because you're both great. Maybe I didn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Rule of 3, episode 3 of Blindspotting. Fantastic. Best episode so far. And we've all seen it.
Yes, we have.
I don't know if Gabby has, but Gabby's not a part of the podcast anymore, apparently. So it doesn't matter.
Gabby's going to argue with us so much when she finally see her, hear from her, whatever.
Who knows when that's going to be?
Oh my gosh.
For the record, just like saying, Gabby, I love you, I appreciate you, and I think you're still part of this podcast, and I can't wait for you to come back, even if Dallas has decided that he hates you.
Dallas didn't say that.
Right. I don't remember saying anything about hating Gabby.
We love you, Gabby.
I'm very, very much
implication.
love and appreciate Gabby.
I think she knows that we just like giving her a lot of crap.
No, we love Gabby. We appreciate Gabby. We would love for her to come back to us. We just don't know if or when that's going to happen. But yeah, you guys saw the episode. Do you have any thoughts? Let's start with you, Demi, because trying to get Colin to do it with the delay is going to be a nightmare.
Listen, I don't really want to review the show right now because it's not over yet. We're still early on.
How many episodes are there?
There's going to be like 8,
9?
I think.
8?
This is only episode 3, so we've got like 5 episodes left.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's great. Like this show is fantastic. I caught up yesterday.
You did.
I watched the last episode, 2 episodes that I missed because I was on vacation. It's just so funny. And it continues to do what the Blindspotting movie did which is combined comedy and drama in a fantastic way, as well as, music and hip hop. We're forever going to be recommending this movie and TV show. It's funny, while I was in Cabo, I actually did recommend Blindspotting the movie. It was so funny. We were talking about Oakland and we were talking about gentrification. And I was like, have you seen Blindspotting? And they were like, is it a movie or a TV show? And I was like, well.
Now it's both.
So yeah, that's what we do here on this podcast. We promote Blindspotting.
I promise to try to find something different next time.
Colin, can we try and get you to talk about something that you've been watching, doing, seeing, whatever, reading?
You can try, but no.
What about you, Demi?
Well, first off, I want to say that Colin is out of town right now. So that's what he's been doing. I just got back from being out of town. Yeah, I forgot to mention this last time we did this section in a review. I watched the second season of Love, Victor, which just came out a couple weeks ago. For those who don't know what Love, Victor is about, Victor is a new student at Creekwood High School on his own journey of self-discovery, facing challenges at home, adjusting to a new city, and struggling with his sexual orientation. Yeah, I love this show. It's a fantastic show, in my opinion. It's got the right amount of drama. It's got the right amount of funny. It's a cool high school drama.
Okay.
One of my favorite things about the show is the theme song. Like, the theme song reminds me of, like, early 2000s teen dramas. Like, One Tree Hill and, like, Dawson's Creek.
Oh, gotcha.
That theme song just hits. Like, it gets you in that mood. It's one of those shows where I literally cannot skip the theme song. It's just so good. It just puts you in the right mindset for the show.
Was Dawson's Creek the I don't want to wait
for our lives to be over?
Yeah, that one.
There's just a certain vibe about those songs, and they put you in the right headspace for what you're about to watch. I actually bought the theme song for this show. It's so good.
That's love.
It's called Somebody to Tell Me, and it's by Tyler Glenn, who's, fun fact, is the lead singer of Neon Trees. It's a pretty good show. I love the storylines this season. A relationship that I thought wasn't going to happen this season, like, actually did happen. I didn't think that they were actually going to explore it, but I was, like, super happy about it. Well, it's super great. And they introduced a new character named Raheem, who I love. The fan base is a little heated right now about him, but yeah.
Why?
It's the love triangle thing.
Okay.
People are already attached to a certain ship, and then they brought in a new guy, and, to be a challenge to that, and it's a lot. But I love Raheem, and I think he's a great character. And fun fact, he's played by my choice for Damian Wayne from our Batman fan cast.
Oh.
Anthony Kivan.
Oh, cool.
I was like, hey, that's my Damian.
Yeah.
This is great.
Does he carry a boombox around with him?
He does not.
Missed opportunity.
But yeah, the show is really great. Ends on a cliffhanger. It does that every season. They're really good at that. And speaking of 2000s dramas, like I was mentioning earlier, Sophia Bush is a recurring guest on it.
Oh, nice.
And she, basically started her career on One Tree Hill, which is one of the shows I was talking about earlier. This time she's playing, well, I guess now she's playing a stepmom. So it's been fun watching somebody who started off on like a young adult drama and is well known for it, and seeing them like in the same genre, but like as an adult and like the parent to a young adult.
Yeah, that's always cool to see them bring them in. Like, I want to say it was Molly Ringwald was in one of those.
She was in Riverdale.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she played Archie's mom.
Oh, dope. I was going to say she's in one of the ABC family. I think it was The Secret Life of an American Teenager.
And the same thing with the guy who played Archie's dad, Luke Perry. He was big for 90210.
Oh, wow. It's good to bring people back to, their brand.
To their genre that made them famous, yeah.
Yes, that too.
We should move on to our news. We do have quite a bit of news.
We got some news. Do you want to do this one since it's your favorite person?
It's not my favorite person, but she's up there. I do love her. Yeah, I would have waited for like her movie to come out, but by that point the news would be like super old. But anyway, the point is, Scarlett Johansson is set to produce and star in Disney's Tower of Terror, which is surprising news to me.
Yes.
Because Colin randomly put it in the chat, and I was like, what?
I didn't know that this was a thing that was happening.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did.
So I was confused because the Tower of Terror is a ride.
It is.
That's based off a show.
Yes, it is.
And then they made a movie based on the ride.
Yes.
And now they're making another movie based on the same ride?
Yep.
Or based on the other movie? Is it a remake of the movie?
No, it's not a remake of the movie. No, it's a totally new thing.
This is just like way more branches of adaptation than I would have expected. this like elevator ticket, which I love Twilight Zone. I love the Tower of Terror ride that I guess is gone now because it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, unless you want to go to Florida.
I don't ever want to go to Florida. So
I would just highly recommend going to Disney World. Just stay in the bubble.
look,
Colin can attest, can agree with me. He can attest to that. It was great. Just stay in the bubble.
was it?
For
Go
the
ahead,
record, we did not run into the alligator man, so it was pretty good.
That's true. We didn't.
Alligator Man is from Atlanta.
Well, we didn't run into any alligators either.
That's actually good. That's good. And were you both in Florida when I was sending Florida
Yes,
Man
yeah,
headlines?
we were. And that's why
I
you
can't
were
remember if it
saying
was just one of you or both of you were there at the same time.
I think you've done it once when Colin went on his own, and then I think you did it to me when we
Yes,
both
for
went.
the-
Although, to be fair, the day that we got to Florida, there was a man who had somehow gotten onto the tarmac, and he was not supposed to be there.
Yes, Florida Man. For the listener at home, this I guess happened twice. Once when Colin left, and then when Demi and Colin went because Colin is insane and went to Florida twice willingly. Me and Jesse, somebody that I used to know.
Oh my gosh.
We would
still
send
know him.
them daily Florida Man articles. Florida Man does something crazy. We would just find crazy articles that start with Florida Man, and we would send them on a daily basis. And we didn't run out. We had enough to do this for 2 Colin trips and a Demi trip, basically, because Florida's insane, and we need to do something about it.
But that has nothing to do with this piece of news.
No,
Um,
it's, I don't know.
I like that a lot of my favorite actresses are starting like production companies. Margot
That
Robbie
is
has
dope.
one with Lucky Chap.
Hmm.
I think it just kind of guarantees that you're probably going to get stories that have well-rounded women characters in them.
Well, I do have a question. Does Scarlett have a production company?
She does now, I'm assuming. She produced Black Widow.
Okay, cool.
She's the first Marvel actor to produce their own Marvel movie.
Nice.
Yeah, which is like a big deal when she got announced. When they announced that Scarlett Johansson was producing Black Widow, like I was like, oh, she just Thanos this. She was like, oh, guess I'll just do it myself. Like,
I mean, yeah.
but I think that also speaks a lot to Disney, like their faith in Black Widow, the movie. I guess that they like really liked the movie and that they
Yeah.
have confidence enough in it that they want her to produce another one of their films and keeping her within the Disney umbrella. Tower of Terror was never a ride that I was super into. I do not like rides that go up and down like that.
It's so much fun.
I hate it. I hate that feeling. I don't like that feeling at all.
That's fair.
Ugh, I do not like it. Which is why I was not sad when it became Guardians of the Galaxy. But
It's
then
the
it was
same
just
ride,
the
right?
same ride with
Yeah,
a
like
different
it does the
decoration
same
on
thing.
it. But I have actually been on Tower of Terror, so, you know, at least I know what it's like. But I love movies, so I'll definitely watch this one.
Yes.
And Scarlett Johansson is starring in it.
This just in, Scarlett Johansson is going to play the elevator.
She is not. Stop it. I'm really excited about this. I think it's cool that she's producing a Disney film and that she's going to be starring in it, which is cool. I guess Disney is now doing this thing where they're making it more of a trend to make rides that are, or make movies based off of the rides at their parks.
Right.
Because we've already got Pirates of the Caribbean and Jungle Cruise
Right.
is about to come out at the end of July.
At some point.
This is like a thing that they're doing. So Tower of Terror is next. And if it's a hit, maybe they'll just keep going. Oh, and they're making Haunted Mansion. They're making another one. They've already done that.
All right, they did that one. Apparently, they tried to do a Big Thunder Mountain thing at some point. It didn't work.
And there was also going to be a movie by Jon Favreau called Magic Kingdom, actually.
So yeah, they like
At
adapting
one
and
point.
stuff. And then Splash Mountain has a bunch of Song of the South stuff in it. So
Not
that's
for
fun.
long. It's about to be a Tiana ride now.
Yeah. Yeah. Colin. I feel like Dora the Explorer. Colin. I just want to know if you like the ride Tower of Terror. Do you like roller coasters or whatever?
Have you
rides?
been on Tower of Terror?
I have never been on Tower of Terror. Why would I go on Tower of Terror? Because the thing is, I'm with Demi. Like, the up and down sensation is one of my least favorite things. Like, I don't like it on roller coasters. So a ride that is just that sounds like hell. I am never going on that.
See, this works out. Me and Colin went to Disney World one time, and like this just works out. Like, obviously, we're like eye to eye on rides. We typically avoid the same ones.
Yeah. that
We had
works
a
out.
great time on that Disney World trip.
Speaking of Disney,
Yeah,
because aren't we always? To me,
they're taking over
another
the
one
world.
of the people you like. So why don't you go ahead and lead this one off too?
Yo, Rachel Zegler has been tapped to play the live action Snow White. Shout out to Rachel Zegler, maybe a future friend of the podcast. She has tweeted me once about the podcast, so that would be cool. So
Nice.
yeah, I think I talked about her in our Bloodshed episode.
She in Bloodshot?
No, actually, here's the fun thing about Rachel Zegler. Rachel Zegler has 3 major movies that she's about to be in.
Right.
None of them have released,
Right.
but she's getting these major roles. Most actors take forever to reach this level of like getting this amount of blockbusters. She's in 3 possible blockbusters, but the public hasn't seen her act.
That's so odd.
Well, she got her big break in West Side Story, which is supposed to come out in December.
Right.
It was supposed to come out last year,
Right.
but because of COVID, we're still waiting to see her debut. Outside of like her singing, which you can find on YouTube, and that's how I became a fan of hers. She's fantastic.
That's so weird to me.
She's been posting pictures with Jack Dylan Grazer, who we mentioned earlier.
Yes.
I think some paparazzi shots came out of her filming. I will not post them here because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who just wants to be surprised by her character. And now she's playing Snow White in a live action Disney movie. And that's a huge deal. Those are 3 huge movies. This girl just got out of performing arts high school.
What the hell? What?
She graduated high school like right before she started filming West Side Story. She was like 17 before they started.
I don't understand. Where did they find her? The high school?
This audition for West Side Story.
I feel like it's so interesting. All respect to her. I'm sure she's great. I'm not sure she's great. I've never seen her.
She's
act,
great. She has a
no one
vlog and she's really cool.
It's just like the term industry plant is always thrown around in music. It's never thrown around for actors because I've never heard of a situation where it sounds like someone could be an industry plant in acting. But this would be that situation. And obviously I don't think that's the case because she's probably just a good actress.
Yeah.
But it's just, how are you getting all these blockbuster roles with an empty filmography?
She's that good, apparently.
Yeah, somebody saw her. The right person saw her at the right time, I guess.
I mean, it was
Shout out
Steven
to her.
Spielberg. He was the one who saw her at the right time.
Yeah, he's the right person.
Yeah. Steven Spielberg is absolutely the right person.
he's who you want to see you
Yeah.
when you're acting at your school.
Steven Spielberg is absolutely the right person to see you at the right time. I'm sure that she's absolutely great. She's probably fantastic. Steven Spielberg cast her in this movie. A lot of people think that she might get like Oscar consideration, which would be crazy because this is her first movie role.
That's dope. She could be Rookie of the Year for acting.
For real. Like, this is her year.
That's dope. I'm happy for her.
She's killing it, dude. But for this role, for Snow White, like, her voice is going to be spectacular. Like, if you're going to cast a Disney princess, if you're going to cast Snow White, you should get somebody who can sing really well, and she's got it. She's phenomenal. That alone makes me excited. But also, Pasek and Paul, who are well known for writing Dear Evan Hansen, they wrote the songs for La La Land and The Greatest Showman.
Oh, you love La La Land.
Yeah, they are. They're writing more songs for Snow White. So, you know, it should be dope. I know that people are sick of Disney live action movies, but I always give them a shot. And if they keep casting actors that I like, I mean, which they've done, I was a fan of Naomi Scott before she got cast in Aladdin. I'm a huge fan of Halle Bailey, who is playing Ariel in the live action Little Mermaid, from her group Chloe and Halle, and from the TV show Grown-ish. And now they've got Rachel Zegler, who I also love. And then Lily James, who I fell in love with because of these Disney live action movies.
That's true.
So, you know, I'm having fun.
That's good.
People out there aren't having fun, but I'm having fun.
I'm having fun with the ones I'm interested in. Yeah, if I like the movie when they made it in the 90s, I'll probably watch it when they make it in the 2000 whatever.
Oh, this one's also being directed by Mark Webb, who is most well known for directing the Amazing Spider-Man movies and 500 Days of Summer.
Yes, I heard that he was doing it. I like him. I think I like the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I didn't see all of 500 Days of Summer.
500 Days of Summer has like a really good fan base, and it's a really good movie.
Interesting. I feel like when you say good fan base, what do you mean? Like a good size?
Like, people still talk about that movie.
Okay. Because I feel like a lot of the...
It's one of those rom-coms that still gets talked about for being a good rom-com.
Yeah. It's just there's a lot of discourse about people not understanding the point of it.
Well,
and,
that
like,
too, though.
vilifying summer.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
I know. So when you said good fan base, I'm like, yeah, good in a sense.
I'm talking about the people who understood the movie.
Got it.
But yeah, you know, it's still a movie that's still being talked about.
That's true.
It's one that people like and enjoy. Also, Snow White, like, it's kind of frightening at times. Like it could be a pretty scary movie if they really decide to go that direction.
I hope they do.
My grandmother told me that when I was like a toddler, like a small child, like if the music got scary, I would cover my eyes and not my ears. And like, you know, I knew it was coming.
Yeah, you were in tune with the structure of film. This movie came out in like the 30s.
Yeah, like 37.
Yeah, they didn't care about kids back then. They're like, whatever. If you scared, you scared.
Yeah, it's also like Disney's first ever feature-length animated movie.
That's true. And look at them doing it again.
Oh, I didn't mention that people are already mad that Rachel Zegler is playing Snow White. Like,
People are always mad.
well, no, it's because she's Latina.
People are always mad. about everything.
People are like, isn't her skin is supposed to be as white as snow? Maybe we shouldn't be equating, beauty and being the fairest one of all with having skin as white as snow.
True. And as far as Latinx people go, she's pretty fair skinned. So
yeah, it's fine. We're fine.
They didn't get Wesley Snipes to play.
Oh my God. I am looking forward to who they cast as like the Huntsman and the Evil Queen.
I hope it's Wesley Snipes.
Wow.
We'll see. But on to things that I'm excited about. Netflix put out a trailer for The Harder They Fall. Oh my God. It's just Black Excellence, the Western.
Oh yeah, I saw Regina King in the first like 3 seconds and I was like, I'm here.
Right. I saw Regina King say, oh, what's this? We got Regina King? And then it just gets
And then Idris Elba popped up and I was like, hey.
Idris came out and that swaggy walk he had walking through that train. Also, first thing that we get is this angry white man is about to call Regina King
the N-word.
A nigga. And he says stupid nit and gets shot. And if that's not the best thing that happened in cinema, a racist getting shot before he can finish the racial slur. Like, yo, give this movie the best picture.
Definitely one of the best cinematic moments ever.
Yeah, so we get Regina King.
Lakeith Stanfield, Jonathan Majors. Oh my goodness. And Jonathan Majors is like one of those recent upcomers too.
Right, he's popping up. So okay, he's getting reunited with Delroy Lindo from The Five Bloods. Can't wait to see them together again. Zazie Beetz is in it.
We love Zazie Beetz.
We love Zazie always.
R.J. Kyler, who we love, the Blue Ranger.
I was so happy. He looks super dope with this trailer.
He looks so great. He looks
I'm lightning with the blam blam. Starts shooting behind. I was like, oh, he's gonna be fun.
Here's the thing. I've never been a fan of Westerns. I've always wanted to get into Westerns. I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah, I've seen a surprising amount of Westerns. And I'm not super into the genre, but when I like them, I like them.
But like, I'll watch Westerns more often if they're more like this.
Yeah, it just looks dope. Did we miss anybody?
Maybe.
Probably. But
it's like Black Excellence, the Western.
Yeah.
That was enough for me.
You got the point. Look, Regina King's in it, so that should be enough.
I didn't need much more. It was funny because the first time you see her, she's got like the bandana over the bottom of her face. And I guess I recognized her because of Watchmen.
Oh, that makes sense. Also, it's written partially by, I can't pronounce his name, but he directed Remember the Titans. And if you know me, that's one of my favorite movies ever. So.
I was wondering why that name looked familiar. I was like, that name is not a common name. I know that name. Of course. Remember the Titans.
It is a Hebrew name. Colin, you're Jewish. Do you know how to say this name?
It's in the Bible.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's Boaz.
Yes. Boaz. Shout out to you. Thank you for Remember the Titans. This movie's produced by Jay-Z.
Yeah, it is. Sean Carter. Yeah. You didn't notice that?
I did see that.
He's getting into the producing game right now.
And I don't know why. For some reason, I was just like, it's got to be another Sean Carter. Sean's a common name. Carter's a common name. They would have said Jay-Z. I don't know why. For some reason, I think I was thinking that he spells his name the other Sean.
No. It's Shawn.
Sean Corey Carter. All right. Shout out to Jay-Z. Doing it big.
All right. We got 2 more pieces of news. Patty Jenkins' Star Wars Rogue Squadron finds its writer, which is very exciting to me, not just because I'm a Star Wars fan, but also because they hired Matthew Robinson, who co-wrote The Invention of Lying, which I've never seen, but he also co-wrote Love and Monsters, which I have seen, and I love that movie.
The movie's great.
Very excited about that because it was on my Love and Monsters was on my top 10 favorite movies of last year because it's really great, and if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's a great monster movie. So yeah, he's going to be writing that, and I think that's really dope. I'm always excited to get more Star Wars content because I'm greedy. So there you go. And it looks like we've got a writer who might make a really great movie, and I can't wait to see what him and Patty Jenkins put together for this Rogue Squadron movie. Dallas, the last thing on the news list is for you.
Yes, if you haven't noticed, my theme today is Black Excellence from Blindspotting, Harder They Fall, and Candyman. There's a new Candyman.
I just realized that all my stuff is Disney.
Look at that.
Also my bag.
True. There's a new Candyman trailer. These two are not going to see it with me because I
would love to, but I can't.
I'll get my hopes up.
You know that I love Nia DaCosta.
I know. I'm so excited to see her work, and this movie looks so good. The trailer, I was already hyped, and this trailer came out, and I can get more hyped. Who knew? I forgot that it has Tiana Paris in it.
Yes, Tiana Paris is in it.
I was like, oh my God.
And I'm super excited because they're going to be reuniting for the Marvels.
Yeah. So that's super dope. Yaya's going to kill it. Yaya Abdul Mateen II, let's say his full name because it's a great name. He's been popping up in a lot of stuff. And when Jordan was over here, I realized that it's a lot of stuff, but there's still, a select. There's some people who just haven't seen anything he's been. Because Colin and I were just listing things that he's been in. But like, you've seen Watchmen? No. Have you seen Aquaman? No. Have you seen The Get Down? No.
He's in The Greatest Showman.
Oh,
He's barely in it,
that's
but
what
he's
she
in it.
recognized him from.
Yeah.
And I was upset because
He's barely in that
all
movie.
the things this man has done, perfectly, mind you. And she saw him on screen. She was like, that's Zendaya's brother. And I was like, are you kidding me? Out of everything he's done, doesn't even have lines in that movie.
He might have one.
He might say something, and I don't know if they named him. I think his name is probably light-skinned girl's brother. So I was like, are you serious?
Oh my God.
But anyway, Yaya, you're fantastic in everything. You're going to be a great, I guess, Candyman. The trailer is very, I don't want to say cryptic, but a lot is going on. A whole lot is going on. We still got my favorite part of any of these trailers is when they're saying Candyman, and then I don't remember which actress it is, but she stops, she claps, and she says, don't say that. Because black people don't play that nonsense.
Oh, no. We absolutely do not.
But of course, those white teenage girls did in the bathroom, and they're probably going to die. But, I'm hyped. I'm a horror fan. Black horror is just generally better. Shout out to Jordan Peele.
We are having a black horror renaissance right now.
Yeah, I love it.
Although we're having a renaissance sort of for all sorts of movies starring black, indigenous, people of color.
As we should.
BIPOC for those who know the acronym.
Yes. And shout out to Tony Todd. He's coming back because this is a sequel. I have to see the first Candyman because it came out when I was, let me check my notes. Came out when I was 3 weeks old.
Jesus.
Didn't get to that one. But I'm going to get to this one. It looks fantastic. But yeah, that's Candyman.
And that's all we've got for you guys today. That was a lot. That's 3 movies, like 2 shows, 5 pieces of news.
And 5 sentences from Colin.
We got a few more than that.
No, I wasn't counting. I think he might be asleep.
Maybe we should start counting them.
I want to know if Colin spoke more or less than Yaya did in The Greatest Showman.
No, I think he definitely spoke more.
Okay.
It's usually less, but today I think it was more.
Maybe.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us.
Yes. As always, thank you for listening. Thank you, Crown Digital, Brandon, and I for putting us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. To me, thank you for editing and putting us on YouTube and repping for the Fast Furries or whatever you guys call yourselves in that fandom. Is that it?
No, we call ourselves the Fast Fam. What in the world?
I didn't know. I'm not part of it.
The Fast Family. Family. How
Look,
would you not?
I
How
knew it
did you
started
miss
with an
that?
F. And I got fast right. That's 50%.
I'm surprised you didn't get the family part though. Like that's the easiest one.
You're right. I think I was thinking of Furious.
Oh.
And I was like, what's Furries?
No. It's funny. We usually leave the Furious part out of it.
Fast 5.
It's
Fast
just
Saga.
easier to make stuff out of Fast, I guess. Although we do have Furious 7, so.
True. It's very what's the 6th one? Fast and Furious 6?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I mean, the first one is The Fast and the Furious, and the 4th one is Fast and Furious.
I hated that. That was stupid. And I hate the 4th movie.
I have to make sure that I'm like differentiate between the two of them, like when I'm talking about them.
Anyway, Colin, thank you for staying, with us
Here.
and, showing up, staying on brand with your interest in aquatic life. I know Shape of Water is your bag. So are Pixar dads, apparently. You came for what you like. Audience, what'd you think of these movies? Did you see them? Did you like them? There's something for everybody. Let us know what you thought on Twitter at y'all_different, Instagram and Tumblr, Creative Differences Podcast, or Facebook.com/Creative Differences PC. If you want to talk to me about Blindspotting, because what else am I going to talk about? Find me on Twitter or Instagram at the King Named Simba.
You can find me on Twitter at DuckMcGuck.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dreamy Films. Dreamy is spelled DREEMI. Thanks again for joining us.
And you can find Gabby on Twitter at the Shape of a Pixar Mom.
That's a nice one. I actually thought you were going to go with at Fast Furry.
I think I used that last time.
Did you?
Did
you use Fast Furry last time?
Well, we did something with furries with Fate of the Furious.
Yeah, I really thought you were going to use that one.
I think I did Furious Furry. I don't know. Either way, Gabby's a furry. All right, it's been different. Bye.
She's going to hate us. Bye.